my dispatcher, and they're talking about putting me on a load that I do not want to do. I've got 4.5 hours on my clock. They want me to get to Calumet City and pick up a load. That's Chicagoland. 82 miles away. It's a 2.5 hour drive at the minimum in the daytime. So I'd have enough time to get there and then not enough time to leave. I don't know, does this place have parking? Probably not. Chicagoland. Interesting coming in here. On the way in, okay, they told me for sure to go to Dock 8, that I had to pick up a Dock 8, which was confusing at first, but now I'm here, I get it. I don't have any load numbers or anything, so they got somebody else coming for the dry load. But it says I could turn left to go to Dock 8, but maybe it's because of the snow. I couldn't really tell how wide that turn was. It didn't look wide enough. And it also said receiving, not shipping. So I followed the shipping signs and they were confused too. So I'm gonna slide these sandals real quick. So I was coming in on the way up here and I saw the sign for White Sox. I was thinking about, you know, when I was a kid, you know, my dad wasn't really interested in sports at all. You know, most of his interests involved methamphetamines. So I didn't really grow up knowing anything about sports, baseball, football, nothing. And high school, I had a couple of friends of mine. They were arguing over who was better, the White Sox or the Red Sox, which was funny growing up. Now that I know that those are baseball teams nowhere near Oklahoma, it's funny that they were arguing over which baseball team they liked best or who was better. But I didn't know what the hell the Red Sox and the White Sox were. We didn't have TV much growing up. We didn't have electricity a lot growing up. So I didn't know anything about it. So I was like, I like Black Sox. And they're like, what? I was like, yeah, I like Black Sox. I'm not into Red Sox or White Sox. And they were like, no, man, just no. And then I had to get an education from two of my friends in high school about who the Red Sox were and who the White Sox were. It's lunchtime, so how much time do I have left? No, it ain't much. It ain't much at all. It's almost nothing. But it looks like they're going to load me right away, which is good news. I wish you had to push 5,000 buttons to get where you want to go. 2.5 hours of driving. 2 hours and 41 minutes of my shift left. That is not a lot of time to get out of Chicago. Not a lot at all. And it's going to snow tonight, so that's cool. Can't get out of here, buddy. Not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen here, bud. When we leave, I'll lay you out at the road. Time where I left. Come on. I hate this damn computer. So what does this weigh? Not much. 27 minutes. Check and see if this thing will actually run now that it's above 0 today. Fired right up. Okay. I was a little worried about it because it wouldn't start at all. Like it would start and then die and then start and die. So I've had no access to my other power unit for 3 days. It was just too cold for it. I just got a call from dispatch. They need my help on a load. Dude will be here in like 5 minutes or 5 hours. Lord have mercy. But he's like a half an hour short on hours and time to get the thing delivered on time. So they're gonna send him here. We're gonna relay sometime later this afternoon or night. In the middle of telling you guys about what was going on, it dawned on me that they're going to have him come here, and I was thinking, it's like, man, it's going to be 8 or 9 o'clock by the time he gets here. I don't want him to come here and not find a place to park. So I told him back, like, my advice is have that dude come anywhere within like a 30-40 mile radius of me, right? So if he stops in Morris or even Ottawa and can find parking, park there. I can meet him there when my hours are up, when my break's up, and go take care of the load. Because if he passes several places to park to come here to relay with me and there's no place to park because it's the first rest area outside of Chicago, that would suck for everybody involved, right? He wouldn't have any place to drop his trailer and hook up. I'd have to leave, or vice versa, whatever. It'd be a big mess. So I was like, just have him find a place to park close-ish, and I'll go to him. Don't force the issue by making him come here. I was gonna wait a little while. So it doesn't need to be in Indiana until 7 a.m. It's like 2:45 now, but we got snow falling, and I don't want to be in a big hurry, so didn't listen to that for the last 6.5 hours. Far be it for me to bitch about noise at a truck stop or rest area, but that's annoying. He's pretending to be a guard dog.
He's safe, man. Don't mind him. He likes to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
He's a social guy. Alright, I need your last name and initials down here where it says driver, please. Alright, you're going to door 28. You been
Okay.
here before?
No.
You're going to break your seal, put that packet in the back of the trailer. They'll unload you, text you a lumper fee. When they're all done, somebody's going to walk out and hand your paperwork back to you. So ignore the green light, just wait on them, alright?
28.
Yep.
Thank you. Have a line there in my windows. That mirror's all jacked up. So I just made one so I could have a reference. Just looking over my load info on the way out of this place. And there's a comment in there. It says, hot comment, hazardous material, call safety. I don't have my hazmat. I should. I've just never needed it. So I called him. I told him I'll stop here at the truck stop and wait for further instructions. If it's hazmat, I'm not going to go get it because I don't have hazmat. Said the weirdest question interaction with that truck stop I've ever had. So I brought these eggs up to the cash register, stuck them on the counter, and the guy says, "The price?" in a broken accent. What? He pointed at the eggs and said, "The price." He's like, "I don't run your store, dude. I don't know how much you charge for your eggs." Okay. Weird. But solution is I'm gonna go pick up the load I just relayed off of, back where I relayed off of it, and head towards Surgeon Bluffs. Let's see. I don't think I have enough time to make it to Surgeon Bluffs today. No. By the time I get through Chicago this morning, if it's not a disaster zone because snowstorm. It's my breakfast. We'll see. I'm gonna start crawling that way. See if I can't make it back to Morris. it's the second day in a row that I've had somebody act all kinds of pissed off for just doing normal shit at a truck stop. Came barreling around the corner, aimed right at my truck, like head on, and then jerked the wheel over and was because I guess she thinks that you have to be on the right side to go through. Like, I'm setting up to get backed in. That's if you've ever been to a truck stop in your entire life. What the fuck? I don't feel like I've said much to the camera for the last couple days, and I haven't done any editing in the last couple days. It's just been pretty stressful. When I get stressed out, I kind of get in a crabby mood and don't really want to talk. My truck also gets really dirty when I get stressed out. I spent an hour and a half cleaning my truck last night, or yesterday afternoon when I stopped. But I'm headed back up towards more Sioux City area. Surgeon Bluffs, just south of Sioux City. So, that other Schuster driver said he delivers here all the time. I've picked up here a couple times, but I've never delivered here. He said just find an empty spot and you can leave it. Bill's in the box. I'm gonna ask Shag over here. That guy was a little more helpful than the other two. Okay, so the Schuster driver said, oh, you could just drop it and leave the bills in the nose. Which, you know, I never just take the word of another driver. So I called Jason to double check, and he's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, you should check it in if you could find someone. But if you can't find someone, just drop it. Well, that didn't tell me anything. So I can just drop it. I mean, you should try to check it in. I was like, okay, Jason. But that guy said the product I have, they're always waiting on. So try to get back to where they want it, and there should be a dock door there and an empty reefer there. I took that last turn like a slow. But at the last second there, my front tires started understeering and pushing me towards the ditch. So that wasn't fun. I mean, I was going slow enough that it, just completely let out of throttle at all, and it slowed down and caught traction again. But that would have sucked to get half a mile from my delivery, ended up stuck in the ditch. Well, the reefer doesn't run on this trailer. The battery's dead. At least the battery's dead. I don't need the reefer for this load, but before I leave, I got to call them and let them know that it's not running, so they don't book me on a load that's tight that needs a reefer, and see if they want me to take this or not. Shop guy said pretty much what I expected him to say, which was, we'll worry about it when we get into down there. If we're coming back to Baumgars with back hauls, then we'll just wait to get it up here to get fixed. But if they need me to get some kind of a reefer load, we'll have to get it into Thermo King and get it started. And he was pretty adamant that jumper cables wouldn't start the thing, because he said, oh, those are gel cell batteries. But I asked him if he cared if I tried, if I got a hold of somebody with some long jumper cables. And first he just kept saying no, not no, I couldn't do it, that it wouldn't work. I was like, I'm not asking if it would work or not. I'm asking if I'd be in trouble if I tried to jump start it. But no, I mean, you can try, but I doubt it would work. But, all right. I mean, if I happen to find somebody with jumper cables that are 15 feet long, because that's how far they'd have to go from my battery box to, because I could actually, if I had a good long set of jumpers, I could just let it sit there and charge while I went to bed and see if it would start in the morning. But I don't have jumper cables. Damn sure don't have any that long. to, they've got like 2-to-1 drivers, like loads to drivers right now, which is kind of great because I'm getting good miles. But it's just, they don't have any way to undo this. Like, I'm the only one even in the area that is not already dedicated, and they have loads waiting. So, which, I mean, to me says that they could find somebody with hours to do something different. But I mean, they're gonna have me deadhead 500 miles. Like, okay, but I'm gonna do my damnedest. As soon as I get empty, I gotta find somewhere to get fuel. I should have gotten fuel before I left Sioux City, but really I wouldn't have been able to turn around and get all the way back. But there's no fuel stops out here on our system, so I have to find truck stop and write a comm check. Kind of shit annoys me, man. I asked that dude that's covering for my dispatcher to help me find a fuel stop in the area that I was going to, because I was going to be running pretty low on fuel, and I don't think he even tried. I think he just, you know, if you have to stop and get, we'll write you a comm check. There's literally a fuel stop across the street. Right there. Right there. It's on the fuel stop list. Damn near told me I could go down to Sidney, Nebraska to the Loves, 70 miles south in the wrong direction to get fuel. Silly, silly, silly. Yeah, I don't think he even tried. They have a program at the office where they can pull up and see the fuel stops. If I can't make my way around there, grab some fuel. Well, my dreams of having a giant check this week have been squashed. It would have been a glorious trip, but it is not. Future me, somehow or another, I didn't get a clip of me explaining what happened. So after I left Baumgar's there in Alliance, I thought I was just dead heading back up to Sioux City and I was going to be at the end of the week. But as I got headed that way, they called me back. They had another load they wanted me to do, picking up at the yard in Lamar's and going to Madison, Wisconsin. So I was going to end up with another 800 miles for the week anyway. So that all was going to work out, or seemingly going to work out. I don't want to give it all away for the next video, but you'll have to watch the next video, see if it works out or not. But this is going to have to be a 3-part video instead of a 2-part video because I just can't seem to get 5 days into 2 videos. I guess actually 8 days. It was 8 days. No crap, I couldn't get 8 days into 2 videos. Why did I try to do that?
Thanks for watching. Bye.